other thing that irritated me with this machine upon receiving it was that these nice enamelled side panels are held on with little winky 2mm cap screws, and a bunch of these were stripped as the machine was delivered, and it couldn't have happened in transit. You know, screws don't strip while they're just sitting there. So, you know, obviously they were in the throes of ramping up production on these machines, and might have even been a bit I guess overwhelmed by the response and the demand, but that was still pretty crappy. So these are heavy panels. Okay. Oh, she's naked. Look at that. So, the only thing... Oh, that's the other thing too is I put this main switch in here. There was no main switch on this before, and when I lent it to the school, I decided I'd put a main switch on it to just as a safety thing. Oh, and this was something else I was going to mention as well. Keep tripping over this bag. Here's something else I was going to mention, and that's this little jobby here. Now that is a proximity sensor. So that's to set the Z height on the print bed. And the interesting thing is that it works quite well. It works quite accurately. The bed comes up here, this metal part, and it comes to the proximity switch. It triggers, the machine stops. Now, if you're homing the machine, that works fine. It works fine as part of a G-code homing routine, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But let's say you're in Repetia host and you home the machine, and then you accidentally home it again. Guess what? The whole the whole build plate moves up on that command. The sensor doesn't trigger again, and the Z-axis just keeps driving and drives it up into the extruder, which is why when we started working on this, that top plate was cocked over to one side, because that's what had happened, and that's when the school stopped using this, when one of the students crashed it like that. But it wasn't his fault. It's just, you know, you're better off with a mechanical switch for this, because it'll come up to the switch and it'll home, and then if you tell it to home again, it'll usually go down a little bit and then come back up and home, and it won't go past the switch. It can't. So, yeah, dumb idea. What have we got? Yes, made in Italy, so I know what's lurking under there. Oh, so scared of all this stuff when I got this machine. You know, I just didn't want to touch any of this stuff. Yeah, I just can't eyeball that. Oh, hang on. I do have super close-up glasses. Whey! Front. Okay. Let's have an Uncle Merv. Yeah, AT Mega 2560. Done and dusted. And then to doff the super close-up glasses now, and then the shield. Wow, yeah. So, you know, note for young players. Get a rat's nest like this. You want to make a note of any wire before you pull it off. These, I cannot. Oh, look, they do have cable numbers on them and stuff though, but ones that'll just fall right off. That's a good idea. So, might need Neville the side cutters to come in here. And some of this wiring is just so over the top, it's not funny. Wow, they're actually soldered onto the board. Oh. Oh, baby. Yeah, one way I find really useful to sort of, I guess, just keep a record. You're doing, you know, if you're going to rip something apart with the intention of putting it back together, then take some photographs. You've got, you know, if you've got a mobile phone on you, take some pics. It's just, that's the easiest way to get a reference. Will it fit? Easiest way to get a reference quickly, and something that's very visual, and you know, you're not relying on you know, stuff you've scribbled and that sort of thing. So look at these little blokes. They're not bad drivers actually. They've got nice heat sinks on the back of them. I know what hardware is probably inside here, and you know, these are pretty standard kind of thing. But man, were they noisy! Oh, the noise that this machine used to make. Oh boy. Yeah, so these are going to go into the useful box, I think. I'm not going to toss these out. So, there she is, all gutted. Not sure what I'm going to do with these little guys. They are rough. So, might see if we can rescue them with a little bit of lubricant. But this is the end of the Leapfrog Creatr 3D printer. So its final resting phase is going to be as a laser cutter, which should be pretty cool. And I'm not going to go actually laser cut onto this borosilicate glass that's on here, which, by the way, was another wonderful feature. If you heat a sheet of glass this big, you can expect it to distort, and it did. Resting, it was flat. You'd put the heater on, heat the bed up because you wanted to print some ABS like we did back then, and then the glass would distort, and you could actually get a ruler and see whether it was bowing or whether it was going sort of you know, convex. So anyway, there you go, folks. Dun, 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 dun. Next time you see this, it's going to be